Thank you to Policy Genius for sponsoring today's video. If you have anyone relying on your income, you need life insurance. It's that simple.
Policy Genius is your one-stop shop to find and buy the insurance you need at the right price. We all hope we never need life insurance, but mortgage payments, childcare, and other expenses don't go away once you're gone. Policy Genius gives you a smarter way to find and buy the insurance you need for you and your family. Policy Genius was built to modernize the life insurance industry. Their technology makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from top companies like AIG and Prudential in just a few clicks to find your lowest price.
Since life insurance typically gets more expensive as we age, now's the time to buy.
Policy Genius has licensed agents who can help you find the options that offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. You can trust their guidance, there are no added fees, and your information is private. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $17 per month for $500,000 of coverage. Head to policygenius.com/redpoppyranch or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you can save. Someone sent us this stuff, and it's a lifesaver. Some of my favorite cleaner ever. Thank you.
It's one of the few things that actually cleans the glass, right?
Look at that.
That glass has never been that clean.
Normally we would wait for all those coals to burn out, but since we had a storm come in, I let them go burn out as much as I could this morning, and so then I go spread them all out on the ground, and Bandit's helping us, all over the yard and a little bit in the garden, not as many as I should. Or last year I did too much, and so I'm not doing as much in the garden, just a little bit. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna spread it out in the yard and clean the glass, and this is our usual Monday, or I should say, my usual Monday chore. We try to get it done first of the week.
Most of the time, Cedar and the kids take care of bringing the firewood in and then cleaning the ashes out. And I don't know, I like to build the fires, but if I'm not here, you handle it. But I try to just pack it as full as I can so I don't have to do it too often. And it's not that cold today, but it's cold enough. And a couple of these fires a day is basically all it takes to keep the house warm. Actually, last night we didn't even have a fire because it was so warm.
Mm-hmm. Got to about 73 in here, and it was pretty toasty.
Yeah, and we both learned to adjust the fire to keep it burning hot, but not too hot, so we can make it last as long as we want. Bandit, you tell them what I just said, Bandit.
Bandit approved.
Bandit speaks just as good as I do, I think. But so anyway, so we'll get a fire going and keep the house warm. That's the one thing you and the kids don't like. You and the kids don't like the obvious. If I happen to forget and be working out in the shop all day, it'll cool off a couple of degrees in here. And once it gets down below probably, 65 or 66, it becomes obvious. Because we usually keep it around 70, 72, something like that. So,
which is plenty warm.
Plenty warm, yeah. There's no reason to be cold. When it's cold outside, miserable outside, I have no problem keeping the house uncomfortably warm. Because I would rather be uncomfortably warm this time of year than cold. So I'm gonna load this up and put the torch on it and get it going. And the dogs apparently want to help. I've got my oldest son, Rhett, back up here to help me move this flatbed around and get it situated properly as we're building it, and his timing couldn't have been more perfect. As far as I'm concerned, this is about as good of a project as we're going to get to work on together, and maybe we'll create a few memories along the way. Rhett graduated from high school last year and has since taken a job at one of the local mechanic shops in our small town. And when I tried to tell him that he did not want to be a small town mechanic, he told me that I was wrong. And for the last few months he's been working at that job. He's been learning a lot, and he thoroughly enjoys it. And I'm proud of him for sticking with it. It is very obvious that he has the bug, just like his dad had the bug. Now, I'm not quite sure what to call this bug other than it seems to be a mechanical bug, because I think he's on his third or fourth car since graduating from high school, which is about on pace with what I had done by the time I graduated from high school. So we need inch this way. So let's put a strap on this real quick and see what back behind you. You go to your corner over there. It doesn't need much. Stay right there. Get on that outside corner. We'll take a 16th off for. So that's 131 and a half, we'll say. What do you got? 32. So you know what? Let's let it off. Tell me when it goes to, we're gonna let it off. One of the hardest things for me to do as a father is to actually slow down and teach, as opposed to trying to just get the job done so we can move on to something else. This is a prime opportunity where sitting back and letting Rhett get his hands dirty is much more important than getting the job done. Rhett is a perfect mixture of my lovely wife, Cedar, and myself. He's got just enough of me in him, but more importantly, he's got that kind, tender heart that his mom has that always makes being around him quite enjoyable. Good. We have to flipping it over to the other side?
Yeah. Did your parents ever get mad at you for hanging out at the pool hall? Or did they know?
The pool hall at that time was probably the least dangerous thing I was doing.
So it wasn't like a bad place?
No, it was that place. No, I wouldn't. It was a bar. My parents knew that Tommy's Billiards was a place that we all hung out. No, I don't think I told. I was 15 or 16 the first time I went in there. And
Didn't like that.
do we want to go? You get the end. I'll get this, and we'll slide it across. Get the middle, and we'll just flip it.
This way?
Drag it away. Drag it across. Stand it up right there. Wherever you can get it right there.
You got that bed ladder.
Yeah, get a coat from out yourself. Or put my coat on right there.
There's a pool.
Well, you probably clean that up if you guys want to play game cut coat. Let me weld this up. Put my coat on. I'll weld this up real quick. We'll clean it up and play game cut coat.
What's the difference between snooker and block?
Snooker, you play on a gigantic table to start.
Yeah.
It's about
Like this size.
It's 9 foot long, and it's probably 20% wider than that one. And the pockets are so tight. It's a game of patience.
More balls too, isn't there?
They're all red usually, except
Yeah.
for 2. For what it's worth, the flatbed is turning out exactly like I hoped that it would. But the plan is to build a skirt and a headache rack for the flatbed before I can paint it. So now you are, no, you're still
Reads 1 through 6.
1
I'm
through 6.
7 through 11.
You're 7
12.
through 12. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's right. So I only have 3 balls, 13, 14, and 15. If you guys knock me out,
And you're cleaning up the shop.
then I owe you milkshake for. Nope, me.
Yes! No!
Now it's me versus
No,
Reed.
nobody scratch. If you scratch, I'm back in.
I don't care anymore. You can get my balls out.
Trick shot.
Brett, you don't have to get me out. I can just get you out.
That was so bad.
It was something at least.
High five.
Oh, close.
High five, fellas.
That was like almost bad.
Okay.
It was like, it
My
wasn't.
son Rhett and I worked on the flatbed last night for a good solid couple of hours, but the height is not correct. I'm going to try to line the bed up with the body lines. That was my son's Rhett's suggestion, which I think is a really good suggestion. So my plan for today is to get the height set and to get it final welded, make sure everything's square. It's really cold today. It's crystal clear outside, but it's only about 14 degrees, so it's a little chilly. So I'm going to turn the heater on and just keep working. But if I do my job right, by the end of the day, all that's going to be left is the deck, the skirt, and then the headache rack. So I'm going to have to run into town and get some materials at some point. But I really like the shape, and I like the way that it is coming together. I've wanted to do this for a while. And if this turns out halfway as good as I feel like it's going to, I'm probably going to build a little bit heavier duty version for my 4th gen Dodge, my other truck. Here's what's left on the list. Flatbed, transfer case, back window. The guy's coming tomorrow morning to do the back window. Vacuum lines, brake light, headlight harness, engine sensors. The headlights will show up probably tomorrow. The engine sensors, I need to get a special tap to tap one of those sensors, but I can drive it right now. The brakes are good, everything's good, so I just need to get the flatbed figured out. Need to get the plow hung on the front of it, and then Cody's gonna come back up and help me do some final wiring on that plow, but I like the look a lot. These are the military terminals that I like so much, and the soldered connections. I need to pick up some shrink wrap to seal that up a little bit better. I took that Lund visor off because I'm going to get a new windshield tomorrow, and then I think I want to put a 52-inch light bar across the top of the cab. So when I'm out plowing in this truck, I want it to be a pleasure. When it's time to go plow snow in this truck, I want to be excited about it. I want it to be comfortable. I don't want to breathe in any stinky exhaust while I'm doing it like I did with the old plow truck. I want a radio, and I want room for my dog. We should have that by the end of the week, I think. First things first. I didn't do too many projects where it was just my dad and me until at least later on in life. When I was young and I was coming up and I was spending time with my dad doing work, it seemed that me and my brothers were always together in whatever project we happened to be doing. I can remember one time when I was quite young and we happened to be at the family ranch over in Bear Lake. And my two oldest brothers decided they were going to jump on a calf of the year and see how long they could ride it before getting bucked off. And I remember my dad letting it happen. My parents weren't afraid to let us learn the hard way if that's what was required. And having 5 boys right in a row within a span of 14 years basically means that there were a lot of practical lessons that got to be learned. Now, our 2 boys, Rhett and Reed, are about 9 years apart, where me and my brothers were just a few years apart. But either way, we all grew up close, and my hope is that Reed and Rhett do the same thing. And if I can find projects where I can work one-on-one with them as well as together, you better believe I'm going to make it happen.
All I want in this whole life, a little red house in a country white, a picnic table out on the lawn, a couple of kids and a couple of dogs. Work all day to 5:30, a chain link fence and a gravel drive. The wind chime ringing on my front porch, a brand new carpet on every floor, and a rope swing tied around a limb of a tall oak tree. It don't sound like much, but it sure is heaven to me. A big bathtub in my bathroom, microwave, dishwasher too. Folks say hi when they pass on the street. A clean pair of socks every day of the week. Big soft chair when I'm old. Tackle box and a fishing pole. I don't care about a fortune, a fame. I just don't wanna know my mailman's name.
I thought it was best that I have the back window and the windshield professionally installed. So after a recommendation from my buddy Cody, I found someone local that could get up here and put a new front windshield in as well as get the back window glued in properly. A few days back, I slammed one of the doors on this truck when I was adjusting the striker, and the back window literally fell out, and somehow it didn't break. So having it professionally installed ensures that it's not going to fall out again. Because I intend on this truck being a backup truck around here, I wanted the front windshield replaced as well. So this means I've got to do some more trimming along the road to make sure I don't break the window again. I'm waiting for a few more parts to show up for the truck, like the headlights and a couple of adapters for the sensors. But the truck's ready to go to work, and now that the windshield's in, I'll get the hood back on. At this exact moment, out in the shop where my truck sits, the flatbed is basically done. I'm about to paint it, but you're not going to see that for a few more days. But I want you to know that it turned out really, really cool. And I'm really happy with the fact that my oldest son, Rhett, was able to help me along the way. And this is something that we did together. So on our next video, the flatbed will be completely finished. And if the flatbed is done, then the truck should be plowing snow, because we have more snow coming. And I can't wait to see how well this truck pushes snow. So as soon as I can get this truck out of the shop and out there pushing snow, the next stop will be to dive into this shop and see if we can't turn it into something a little bit more usable. And the very first way we're going to do that is by building a couple of bedrooms out here. We need more bedrooms. We have friends and family come and stay all the time, and it would be ideal if we had a comfortable, safe place for them to stay out here. My gut feeling is this is not going to be my metal workshop forever. We wanted to take a second real quickly and to wish all of you happy holidays and a very Merry Christmas. Over the Christmas holidays, we're still going to try and keep up with the pace, and somewhere towards the end of the year, we're going to do another one of these live feeds. As we get a little bit closer, we'll keep you posted. And we'll see if for once in our life, it can actually go the way that it's supposed to. But don't hold your breath. In the meantime, I'll be out here trying to get this truck finished up and on the road. We hope that you guys are all safe out there in the world, and we want you to know how much we thank you for watching our videos.